Hello, this is Bob Keebler, and today I'll be speaking about the conversion of regular IRAs to Roth IRAs. Complex area of the law. Complex from an asset protection standpoint, from a pure income tax standpoint, and especially from an estate tax standpoint. Further complicating things is the fact that Congress is about to allow us to convert 401ks to Roth 401ks. So we have to step back and look at this. Now, there's a number of ways to look at the Roth conversion. One is through the eyes of the CPA or the financial planner trying to evaluate the math. The other is through the prism of the lawyer trying to update one's estate plan. And integrated with all this, you have to take into account the income tax, the estate tax, and the asset protection issues. So we have to look at things like, does it make sense to convert from a mathematical perspective? How is that going to affect your estate plan? What is that going to do to beneficiary designation forms? And finally, should you be using an IRA trust to receive your IRA? Now, tangentially to all this is issues with regard to your structuring your beneficiary designation forms, your apportionment inside your estate plan. All these things have to be pulled together. So the biggest issue for the estate planning lawyer is the ability to weave this into the overall estate plan. And assume for a second, this is what I'm going to talk about today, is that assume the CPA firm of Oppenheimer and Einstein has run the numbers for your client. What do you do next? You have to update their estate plan, update their beneficiary forms, look at whether they should be using an IRA trust. If I invest $400,000 to pay taxes on a $1 million conversion, I need to take a hard look at should I be leaving my IRA to a trust. I also need to look at how does this weave into a long-term plan. Many times, if I'm funding my GST exemption, the best asset to leave to my grandchildren is my Roth IRA. Why is that? Because the Roth IRA is worth 100 cents on the dollar, where the regular IRA would only be worth 60 or 70 cents on the dollar. So there's a lot of dynamics that go into this. And I think your role as the estate planning attorney is a very difficult role, because you want to be facilitating the evaluation of this. But many times you're not quite certain who should and who should not convert. And there's software out there to do this. A number of different providers are providing software, CCH being one of them. So you want to look at this from a quantitative standpoint, but step back and say from an asset protection standpoint, what do I get out of this? If you look at a lot of the planning that's being done, Dick Brown, one of the WealthCounsel members in Texas, made the observation that if you convert to a Roth IRA, you're using outside cash that would be subject to claims of creditors, and you're in essence moving money into a tax-free environment. From an asset protection standpoint, if I die, I want to leave my IRA or my Roth IRA to a trust for my child, to avoid what's going on in the bankruptcy court, where decisions like NASA and Roberts are being evaluated by the court, whether they're determining whether the IRA my father left me is subject to the claims of my creditors. So there's a lot going on. Now, in today's presentation, we'll talk about the 10 reasons to convert to a Roth IRA. One of those reasons that we haven't talked about a lot in the past is this new 3.8% surtax. One of the things about the surtax is you could see an increase for some clients in their tax rate going from 35% today to 43.8% tomorrow, a major league increase. And what you have to do when you're working through this is evaluate the math of that. Creates a situation where many more people should convert to a Roth IRA. Now, one of the biggest things we'll talk about is this recharacterization privilege. What I'm talking about with the recharacterization privilege is if I convert to a Roth IRA, I am allowed to recharacterize at any point in time. I can recharacterize, and then when I recharacterize, I just go back to the regular IRA. So it's very dynamic. Heads I win, tails I tie. And the biggest conversions are being done by asset class. I'm breaking my IRA up into multiple IRAs and converting those. So today's presentation will cover those things. I would urge you to look at my materials. We're also including in today's presentations 2 large flowcharts which might be helpful to you and to your referral sources. Thank you for the opportunity to spend a moment with you.